Hey everybody, it's Catrice Belly from When Models Talk. You are now watching episode 27, part
Somebody said, what
2,
was the
with
feedback
special
on
guest
those images from the
Antwon
shoot?
Maxwell.
So this is my so this is one of my best friends that I grew up with like the third grade. Uh, so I don't know what so Gennard, can you please elaborate on what shoot?
Yeah, I was like, maybe I was like, maybe you said something that he was talking about a particular shoot. I don't know.
Listen, Gennard is a very that's my boy. I said I've known this dude since I was in the third grade. Gennard is a very he's a character. Love him to death. And he's a special guy. So Gennard, if you're still here, just elaborate on what she.
Yes. And while we're waiting for your elaboration on the shoot, so talk about so for example, say if a client comes in who's a model and they want you to help them. The first one you wait a minute, he said the first one you described, did she like him? The first one you described.
Oh, client. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She loved him. She cried.
Aw.
Yeah, she loved him. She loved him so much. She was like, "I'm gonna hire you for another shoot." Like, okay. So now, mind you, if she hires for another shoot, that means that my base rate for her is always going to be six.
Mm.
I can't
Mm.
go lower. I can't.
Nope. You really can't.
I can't unless she tells me hey, I just want this photos of my eye or something crazy like that. But my rate can never be something like $100 in her mind or in my mind or whatever. Like my rate, whatever she does from this point on, it will basically be 6,000. Like that's why if you really notice, I hardly ever do Christmas specials or holiday or whatever, because then people are going to come to me only in that holiday to do this. So
That's smart.
so you don't like who is it? Apple don't do sales like that. Apple don't do sales. Apple don't be like, hey, 20% off, 30% off, half, 50% off.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. So I just, do the model of Apple. Like, look, if my prices are, everybody always asks me, oh, what if I want to hire you for
Mm-hmm.
1 hour, one look? I do my own makeup, I do my own hair.
Mm-hmm.
We shoot at my house. You use my camera and my lights. How much you charge me then? The same price.
Like it's not gonna change. It's not gonna change. As much as you want it to change, it's not gonna change.
Right. I might charge you more actually.
Yep.
So
Makeup. I want to say your last name, the last part, right? Lisa.
then it's all
It's
right.
all about. It's all about knowing your worth. Absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely. And I think a lot of times people are so used to. They're like, "Oh my gosh, 500 is a lot," but who are we talking about? This 500 is a lot for?
Right. Right.
Now, if somebody I've talked to people and the money's out there, people have it, and the only way you're gonna get it is actually if you actually say, okay, no, this is my rate. I'm not changing it. This is what Even when it comes to modeling, I feel like I tell people all the time, I'm not no free model. So what we're not gonna do is not pay Patrice.
Right.
Maybe the first year, when you first learning and you don't know what you're doing, but after some time, it's like, okay, no, I've been here long enough. I need to get paid. And also, don't be afraid if you know that you can deliver what
Right.
you're saying
Right.
to actually get paid for that.
Right. It's a confidence of being able to articulate not only your prices, but articulate, you know, what you're selling. One of the mom always told me is that I have the gift of gab, and like I told my today in the car, I can sell sand to a beach. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of them things where I feel like I for me, it's harder to really get somebody through email. I always say, hey, call, because I know that I can talk to you about why you need to hire me. You shouldn't go to the other photographer. I can tell, I mean, not saying that the other photographer is bad, but I can tell you I'm better. And one of the things I always tell photographers, I do mentor them, is, you know, stop thinking that you're charging, because for photographers to say, oh yeah, my rates are $200. And I'm like, okay, well, how much, what are you giving them for $200? And they say, oh, well, I'm giving them 30 edits. And I'm like, okay, how long are you spending on a 30 edit? How long do you spend on one edit? Like, oh, about a half an hour. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just say, you put out, I'm like, you give them 30 edits. That's 30 hours that you spent on those photos. And I'm like, how long are you shooting them? They're like, oh, I'm shooting them for about 4 hours. Okay, you just spent 34 hours just on that shoot alone. I said,
$200.
35 hours, and you divide that by that $200, that's your hourly rate.
I know I got time for that.
And I'm like, do you feel like, I'm like, for the amount, for the that you're making hourly, go to McDonald's? And that takes mind to do it. No creativity. That's just here and here. And so, or dumping fries and asking. I'm not hating on people that work at McDonald's. I used to work at McDonald's. That was my very first job, was working at McDonald's. But you are a creator, and you are creative. And, you know, you're using your skill and brain and your mind and your art and your artistry to provide a service, and you're worth more than the salary of $7 an hour or $5 an hour.
Absolutely. Especially if you're doing so much for, I think that's the thing that I think a lot of people have to get out of that mindset of, I don't want to say a poor person's mentality, but yeah, where we have to get out of that and say, no, I want to actually get paid when I work. How are you going to make passive income if you're creating something, but you're not charging what it's actually worth? If you're giving somebody so many jewels, why would I not charge that? Why would I not? Now, if you just giving like bits and pieces here, just to, get someone's little pique their interest. But if you're actually sitting down, this is what we do. No, I need to get paid for that.
Right. And you have to educate, and you have to start. And when I tell photographers all the time, you have to start educating people, one, with what your worth is, but also two, educate them on what is the right pricing for photography. Because if there's a photographer out here charging $150 for a photo shoot, and they're giving everything, the real estate, they're giving the whole block, and then that same client comes to me and I'm charging them $1,500, $3,000, $4,000, they're like, well, the photographer on the street, he charged me $150. How are you charging me $5,000? They can't see the quality of work that's different from mine to theirs. All they see is a person and a camera and pictures. They don't see that, okay, the quality of the pictures are different. They don't see they don't see the process is different. So when I educate, my wife always tells me, she always says, man, you always trying to, what'd you say, Marcia? I'm always trying to what?
Change the world one person at a time.
Yeah, she says, I'm always trying to change the world one person at a time. And I'm like, yep. Because I feel like if I tell you about photography, and I tell you how to see photos for what they are, and then you'll tell your sister, and then you'll tell two people, and then she'll tell two people, because now you guys are actually like looking at imagery and looking at the quality of work, and you're basically, girl, he charged you how much? $500? I mean, $50 for a photo shoot? Nah, girl, that he whack, or she whack. 8 people, and you're like, I talked to this photographer, and he said, look, let me show you his work. Da, 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 da. And then your sister's gonna be like, damn, you know what? Hold on, now you're gonna go back at that other photographer and be like, wow, now that I have fresh eyes and I can basically blinders off, I can actually see. Not saying that my work is the best work, but you can basically see what good work is like.
Yeah.
And that's how I can change the world one person at a time. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah, I took a photography class in college. I did.
How they come?
I got a C in the class, but you know, I tried.
Hey, look.
Photography's not for me. It's not for me.
Fast.
But it was actually fun. It actually because while I was in college, my idea was I like sceneries. So I love to take pictures of the beautiful, like a sunrise and sunsets and just the forest and just stuff like that. That's what I like to do. And I actually still, and I don't know what I do with the camera. Let's go. But
you know what? You mentioned something about models earlier, and we got onto the question.
Okay, so if a model came to you to use your services, right, with your team, what would they be able to get now if they're coming to brand themselves? What would your team be able to offer them?
So
we all know it's not going to be cheap, but we know we're going to get good quality, so it don't matter. So
my model test rate is a lot different from just the everyday rate. Reason why is because models bring something to the table that regular clients don't. Actually, let me back up. Not every model, but there are some models that bring something to the table that most clients and most models don't to the table. They bring to the table. When models, when a regular client comes to the table, they're like, "Hey, I want to shoot with you. Tell me what to do. Put my arms out. Okay. Stand right here like this. No, put your arms up. Okay, now, no, don't do it like that. Kind of bring it down some. Okay, bring it down more. And now bring it to your chest." So, you know, so I'm gonna have to, you know, you really gotta teach them. And this is his energy is with some models when they come to me and they want to basically rebrand themselves. I'm in my mind like, you are a model and you're bringing something to the table that a regular client isn't going to bring to the table, which is your brand and your artistry and modeling and your skill set. So I don't have to teach you. You just need me to capture what you need. So the service of that is going to come down. Now, even though I'm bringing my creativity, I'm bringing my brand, but it doesn't, like, we're collaborating in a sense.
Yeah.
Now, I do have Instagram models who say they're a model, and all they have is selfies, and as soon as you put a camera in front of their face, they're like a deer in a headlight. And so now I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? Are you okay? My approach to photography is completely different with models than it is with a regular client. Because I feel like you are a professional and I'm a professional in both our respected fields. So I'm expecting you to bring the same level of energy quality that I'm bringing to the table. And now I'm like this. Now we have a problem. But the good thing is I do all of that due diligence stuff before we. So I check your IG out. I see your body of work, you know, and all those things. I even hit my makeup artist and say, hey, what do you think? You know, whatever. I have my wife look at it to get the female, all those things. And so when I do hire, so when a model does hire me, and my model test rate starts at $900. But with that, I
thought he was gonna go a little bit higher than that.
So models, unfortunately, you know, a lot of models don't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's big. And if you're not getting booked often for these campaigns and these commercials, then you don't have $1,500 and do it. So basically, but that $900 that comes with 10 edits, but it doesn't come with hair, makeup, styling, location. Like, it's that stuff that's outside of my service is an extra charge. So the shoot might be $1,500 depending on what it is, depending on what, but just for me to shoot it and for me to edit it, basically it's going to be $900. But I've had models who are IG models or who save the model, but somebody, maybe their grandma told them they can model. I don't know, but I can tell, and I'm like, hey, I saw that you said that you wanted a model test rate. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to charge you the regular price because there isn't enough body work there for me to charge you the model rate. Pay me the full. I'm gonna have to direct you and give you direct. And I can give you the same dope shots that you can use for your portfolio. But my team and I, we basically come together and make you look like
amazing.
$1
million. Yes. Cause I'm like, oh my gosh, like everything is just good. Like, what's going on? Can you get a bad one? No. There's nothing bad gonna come in through. Like, goodness gracious, everything from lighting to how the makeup is done to, because I've seen some people's work, and I'm quick to say no, because at the end of the day, it's my brand, and if it doesn't fit, just like one of my girlfriends, one time, she's a model, she was like, she was always doing photo shoots, and I was like, what are we doing all these photo shoots for? That ain't got nothing to do with your brand. What is that? Why you got that? Like, come on. So look, I just don't like to waste time. If we gonna do it, we're gonna have a plan. I'm a planner.
Yep, me too.
I like to have a plan. Where's the mood board? What we doing? How we doing it? If it's gonna be to the point where I'm paying for this service, I really want it the way I want it now.
Yep. Yep.
Because just like if you hire a model, you want the service of what they can give. And if you're paying for it, you want, okay, this is how you already know what to do.
Right.
Just show up and do your job.
Right. If you're paying me $900, $1,500, $5,000, if you're paying me that amount of money, there's a level of service that not even me, but just my team. There's a level of service that we have to bring to the table to justify why are that. And I've never had a client tell me I hate this or horrible or whatever. Like I say, we're super professional. All of us have some level of customer service. All of us. Me, Yanae, she has her own. She has 2 hair salons. So here in the Virginia area. So she has. Cindy works in retail for like she sell like suitcases, like high-end suitcases. So customer service. Mark does he works for a paralegal, but he also does stuff with in the fashion. So he does customer service. So all of us have a customer service type of background. I say me, IT, so I'm constantly in contact with my users. So we all have a background of customer service. And I think what happened is a lot of photographers, where they fail at is personable, which I told one of them today, is not being, they're not personable, as well as they lack customer service. So they lose their jobs literally because of just bad communication. I'm very responsive. You email me, I'm gonna respond back quick. You text me, I got you. I'm gonna respond really quick. No matter what time it is. It could be 1 in the morning. I'm gonna respond. I've had people tell me like, "Oh my gosh, like you've got back to me so fast," and I had people hire me literally just because I responded quickly.
Yeah, because it didn't take you long to respond to me, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, wow, because I was like, Because you know how sometimes you have in your head, because of the fact that someone is basically established in their career of what they do, and they do an amazing job, and who they've worked with, that
Right.
all of a sudden you forget they're human.
Yep.
And you're like, how would you respond, Catrice? I would just reach out. I would respond like I would normally respond to anybody.
Yep.
And that's just the same thing.
Yeah,
But
I respond to everybody. I don't care who you are. I mean, like I say, even the people, even individuals who put me on some kind of like photographer pedestal of some sort or whatever it is, I respond to everybody. And people that respond to me, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you responded. And I'm like, why would I not respond to you? And they're like, oh, because you're this, whatever. And I'm like, I'm a regular person. I'm literally just like you. I have a platform. I have a camera. I take pictures. But at the end of the day, I'm still a person. I mean, I can say I'm no different from you. I mean, yeah, I have this and I'm in the presence of these people. But at the end of the day, I'm not a celebrity. I photograph celebrities, but I'm not a celebrity. I'm a regular person that has a camera and that has a gift that I'm projecting on Instagram.
yeah. But
Remember,
hey,
you want girlfriend? Oh, what does that say?
I think it says, Catrice, I remember you, one girlfriend who wears all MK. Oh, yeah, my homegirl, she wears a lot of Michael Kors stuff. And they told her to be a model for them, so she wears it all the time. Get paid for it. Absolutely, because I told her, I was like, who's wearing Michael Kors? You promoting Michael Kors and you ain't getting paid to be promoting Michael Kors. So, like, and she's a great model. So I'm like, okay, no.
Yeah.
Just like when you watching something or somebody has like something in the background and the label's turned, it's because guess what? I'm not getting paid for that now. If it's turned around, then I got sponsored.
Yeah. Right.
We get coin off of that.
Yep.
So yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I look. One person told me a long time ago when I first started modeling, she was like, if every model stopped doing stuff for free all the time, everybody would get paid a whole lot more.
Yep.
The fact that they're constantly doing stuff for free, that just like with a photographer, the fact that some of them they charge a lot less, but that also tells you at times their quality of work.
Exactly. And that's the thing. And that's the thing that separated me. And that's the thing that separated me from me charging. Well, they were pushing me to charge more because they're like, if you're charging $500 or whatever the price is,
mm-hmm.
and you're putting out amazing work, something is wrong. Something
Mm-hmm.
you somewhere else. It could be your communication. It could be your mind. It could be your delivery. Something is not right. So, but if I'm charging $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 for a photo shoot, and everything is on the up and up,
Mm-hmm.
people be like, "Oh, okay, you know what, man? This guy is." I mean, people literally when they hire me and they get to the photo shoot, they're like, "Oh gosh, like, I've been waiting for this, the entire time I booked you. Like, I'm so excited right now. I'm like, me too, because I'm more nervous. Because I'm like,
you're nervous?
Oh, I'm nervous on every shoot. Even when I photograph my wife, and this is a person I sleep next to every day.
Yes.
I've known her since she was 15 years old.
Oh, wow.
I'm nervous every time I shoot because I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect. So because I don't know what to expect, my nerve, once that the shutter goes off and I see how light falls and I shot, all my nerves goes away, and now I feel I'm like, great. I can, this is great. So like I say, so at the end of the day, it's all about I'm always nervous. I'm always nervous. I might not show it. I can hide it really, really, really well.
What sign are you? When's your birthday?
December 6th. Actually, just passed.
Oh, happy birthday!
Thank you. I'm an old man now. I'm an old man.
Wow.
I turned 37.
You ain't old. We close in age. You ain't old.
Well, we up there.
But yeah, so before you go, I want to talk about one more thing, which is very important.
Okay.
That I named it the miseducation in business, which is integrity in fashion and responsibilities of being a photographer.
Okay.
So I know we discussed the fact of when it comes to different, like I want maybe boutique shops and different places where they're purchasing products that are from China. And because for number one, you just seen a whole spark of everybody have their own Instagram page where they're selling this item, that item, and this item. And then I started noticing like, well, this person's selling the same thing that person's selling. So what's going on? So, and on top of that, they may have swimwear, they may have t-shirts, they may have different clothing. But elaborate on, you were sharing with me, which I didn't even know or even think to know of the fact that the designs that they're getting as far as the swimwear or whatever it is, that's coming from somebody's actual creation. That's
Right.
being copied.
Right.
So educate people in that.
This is a very like I told you before on the phone, this is a very sensitive subject to me because it affects my household. So I'm gonna try my best to be as bureaucratic as I can when I talk about this, because I got in trouble before about it. So again, this is my wife, I've watched her, sit down for hours on her iPad, drawing up designs and creating, and all this stuff. And I've watched her sit there for hours, prick her fingers, sewing in the middle of the night, prototypes or samples of her own brand. I've watched her stand up for hours and hours and hours, trying to find the best way to bring her vision of brand to life. And and to finally watch her launch her line. And then in January of last year, 4 months later, see Victoria's Secret pick up, and to see Revolve pick it up, and then to have individuals who don't know as much about the business start a website that takes only 5 minutes to GoDaddy, get a domain, take all of 2 minutes to go onto Shopify or go Squarespace or Wix or whatever, and pick a template and make a website, and then spend 20 minutes to go onto AliExpress or somewhere and say that, and that. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, by the way, I need photos for this. China will the photos that they have stolen from other people like myself and other photographers and Nike and Adidas and all other places. And then for those individuals to literally in a 24-hour time frame period, start a whole boutique, zero creativity, and then call designers and creatives. So it's very hard to sit back and people steal wife's brand. And I think it's a heart. And I know I've had my own friends tell me it's just business. And for lack of better words, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say bullshit. It's not just when you say that, or when you say that to me, what you're doing is you are being insensitive to the issue that is going on. By it's just business. So for me, I have a very hard with fast fashion brands or fast fashion boutiques that are selling themselves as when you steal a person's design and then you put your own logo and tag, you're basically saying you are the designer and of that.
Yep.
When Victoria's Secret and Revolve buy Marcia's swimwear from her and sell it, they're not taking her tag off and putting Victoria's Secret on it or putting Revolve on it. They're keeping her tag on there because they are creator of her brand, or they're not creators of stuff just on a larger scale. They're just boutiquing herself on a larger. So when these, so I tell these photography, these fast fashion boutiques all the time. If you really want to be a boutique, do it the right way.
Yeah.
Hit this designer and tell them, hey, I want to wholesale your brand. I want to wholesale your brand, and also too, I'm a Black boutique. You're a Black designer. I would love to partner with you and to sell your stuff. But for them, that's too hard to do, and that's too much work because the fast fashion, they want instant gratification, and they would just rather steal it from other people. So again, it's intellectual property, and it's hard to patent intellectual property. But where I get them is by them stealing images. Now I didn't give you the rights to use those images. So
Exactly.
that's a whole lot in itself. And hopefully I'm not being too whatever about it. But yeah.
You're not, but it all comes down to integrity.
Right.
Integrity. Because at the end of the day, there's certain places that I will not shop. That used to be my stores that I will not shop because of racism.
Right.
And it was blatantly in your face.
Right.
I will not shop there. As much as I would love to go and catch the sale, as much as I would love to go and, you know, be able to get, because that particular store was my store.
Right.
If I was doing a photo shoot, I went to that store. But because of racism and it being straight in your face, I was like, I could never shop there. Could never shop there. Couldn't even walk in the doors. Sir, I feel like there has to be some type of integrity involved, especially when it comes to business.
Right.
Okay, it's business, but if you know that these are not items that, first of all, you buy from these boutiques, you buy from these places. First of all, the quality is not what the quality should be, number one. So you're not getting what you thought you was going to get, especially like we were talking before, how the photos, if somebody takes your photo and you took it in your wife's swimwear, where it's actually a great photo and everything else. Now, if someone wants to use that photo to sell their stuff that's supposed to be similar, guess what? When I get it in the mail, because I bought it because I'm thinking it's going to look like that, and I get them, I'm like, what is this? No, I don't want, I would rather pay for the quality, and it definitely has to do, like you said, with integrity. I think we need to have more of that. And that's something that a lot of people don't get. That's why I said it's the miseducation of business, because everybody's doing it. And I feel like, well, they're doing it and nobody's actually going behind it and say, okay, wait a minute, how are we getting these designs? Where are these designs coming from?
Right. If you see a person with a boutique and they're like, oh, here's this website, this swimwear or this piece of clothing I'm selling. And if you look at, and if the picture you look at has this gorgeous model. I mean, the lighting is perfect. The photography is great. The bathing suit looks expensive. Being sold for $9. Come on now. And then if you and if your tracking says it's coming from China, hold on. You just said that you were in Los Angeles. Why are you drop shipping? Something don't seem right. So it's just those things. It's the same thing I said a while ago about photography. It's about training people's eyes to the wrong in something. So if you train people's eyes to see, and some people do know that it's false. They tell. They get it in the mail, they put it on, they put the arm up, sleep come off, like shit. Oh well, $9, whatever. I'll just either go somewhere else and do whatever. And this is how bad I'm that guy where I want you to buy a fake NBA bathing suit and wear it on the beach and then your tits fall out and I'm embarrassed. I want you to. That's what you get.
For wearing something that's not what is somebody else's stuff. That's
you know better.
The quality that should
yep.
be.
Next time you'll buy the real one and it won't happen.
Yeah.
So again, for me, again, like I said, it's a very, we get this kind of stuff all the time. I can't tell you how many times I spent a half a day at my job one day and through AliExpress and found 300 and some odd pages of which I told my wife a few of them, and they were selling multiple versions of it. And my pictures were on there. There was even one that I saw that I photographed her in Mexico at her best friend's wedding. She had her bathing suit. I saw this beautiful location, this beautiful by the beach, like by the bathroom, and the light was hitting it. It was perfect. I photographed her. That photo is not on her website. That photo is not on my Instagram. It's on her Instagram. And they had that photo on their website, AliExpress. And that's the only place that they could get it was from her Instagram. And they had the nerve to have her on there, her whole entire body, her face, like the person of the brand, wearing the brand of the bathing suit, and they're selling this knockoff, the designer who actually made it in the picture.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Even me being a photographer, when my photos are stolen, if my photos are from another photographer, I applaud them. Go ahead and do it, because now you have to replicate that same thing over and over and over again. So, but when it comes to her designs, it hurts me because I see how it affects her and how she has to pivot and do different things. So now when she has a new release coming out, she can't even do a pre-sale. She can't, because if she puts anything out there, China gonna sell it quick.
Wow.
So no, we can't do a cease and desist. I mean, well, I put this letter to the brand and get my lawyers involved and that whole nine, just for the imagery. But as far as them selling the product, I mean, they're going to continue to sell it, because we can do if they're getting it from China, and we know they're getting it from China, because that's the only place that they're getting it from, and they're drop shipping everything. You can tell these boutique stores, because all of their models that they have in their photos, there's nowhere in the world you can have a white girl, black girl, a dark skinned black girl, this very like Amazon looking beautiful chocolate black woman, and then China sends you that photo. Do you really see that chocolate brown skin woman is living in China, working in China doing photos? Heck no. I'm good.
Yes, it's just crazy how, because I never thought about it that way until you said it, and I was like, wait a minute, that is so true. Where are we getting these different designs from, these different styles, especially if you're ordering something definitely on AliExpress, definitely on different websites that pertain to out of the country. And it's like, hold on, because wait a minute, this person, and you also said there's a way to look it up.
Yes. So you can basically, so what you can do, so for any, so I mean, I don't know if we have watched it, but for anybody that is starting a boutique of any sort, and if China is sending you photos of that said product, you can take that photo and go on Google reverse lookup, and it'll tell you where that photo came from. Usually, more than likely it would. Like I said before, I had a friend, my best friend's wife was starting a fitness line, and she was like, "Hey, Antwon, I want you to photograph my clothes." I'm like, "Okay, cool, I'll do it for you. No problem. Come over to the house. We'll take the photos of it." And she was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What do you want to do it?" "Oh, I want to do it. I want to get it out now." And I'm like, "Well, I'm kind of busy, so can you hold off like next week?" She's like, "Oh, well, don't worry about it. I'll just use a product shot that the company sent me." I'm like, "Send me that photo real quick." She sent me. I look at it. It had a white girl, no Asian girls in it. It had a white girl, a black girl, some kind of like light skinned girl, and a dark skinned girl, and they're in this very dope location. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, hold on one second. Took that photo. I put it in Google reverse lookup. Sure enough, the photo came from Nike. It was a Nike ad, and all they did was just search a little in Photoshop, took out the Nike logo, and then they basically just put your own logo on there. So they do that all the time with my image. My wife has a swimwear, the white one that kind of has a wrap around, and it has. They will edit out that buckle that says that her buckle is MBM on it. They will basically edit that buckle out and put a basic plain buckle on it. They will change the color of the bathing suit to be red, blue, pink, whatever you want. They just, like, and they're poor at Photoshop. Like they're horrible at it. So don't get me started.
But I think moving forward, I think people definitely have to pay attention to, because I know people that have clothing lines. And when you said it, I was like, now what if somebody actually took his daggone shirt and took his logo and started selling it somewhere because it's really good? So what if somebody actually did that? I know he's going to be hot. Like, yo, I spent the whole year, 2 years on this.
Right.
And now somebody done stole my stuff.
But
I know how it is. Say that again.
I was gonna say, but you also have, but to kind of piggyback off me, but to kind of like spin it in another way, you have models who represent a lot of these these fashion boutiques, and these models are in agreement with these boutiques that it's okay that they're doing it because that said model or those models are getting paid. But what happens when you are the model and you're getting paid by the designer, and then now your photo is on another boutique's website that you didn't shoot for? Now your is on that, and how would you act? And how would you feel as a model? You would want to get paid for that.
I'm like, where's my coin? Where's my money? For I got paid for this shoot. I didn't get paid for that. What was the uses? What were we talking about?
Right.
And that happened to a friend of mine. I saw him on a billboard, and I caught him, and I took a picture of it on the billboard, and he was like, and I sent it to him, and he was like, "How did you see that? Where was that at?" And I was like, "It was on a billboard," and I'm congratulating him and everything. And he was like, "That wasn't in the stipulations of what the usage was for, of what I got paid for." So I got to contact the company and find out why are they using my face on a billboard that I did not get paid for it to be on the billboard.
Right.
And that's why it's very important to read your contracts, models, to see what is being used. And if when it comes to your face being around, because of course you want to get paid. This is our brand. This is what we do.
Right.
So of course I want to get paid especially if I'm going to be on the billboard. That's my goal. Be on the billboard. So I definitely better give me a billboard check.
Nah,
But yes, but
whole like I said, that's a whole rabbit hole that I can go down. I can spend a whole 2 hour conversation on just that one topic, and I'm so passionate about it because you know, it affects my household. And between me and my wife, I am the more passionate person in how I speak and how I react and how I think. My wife is very passive. She will kind of like fly on the radar, and you'll really never know how it feels. But I'm the voice of us, and sometimes I know, you know, with some of my friends, you know, my mouth can get me in trouble. My words can get me in trouble. But I'll tell you the same thing I told you. I don't give a damn. I told them that the other day. I don't care. I will give up my website, you know, because they're all about oh well, you know, what you say because we're a team or because we're this, what you might say might affect us. And I'm like, for me, at the end of the day, us is us too.
yeah,
Like, my household does not consist of all my friends. My outside world consists of my friends, but inside my home, it consists of me and my wife.
yeah.
And for me to protect her, I'll do what I can to protect her, her intellectual property, and her sanity and everything else. And
As you should.
I'll give up a beautiful website. I'll give up all the things that me and that I have to protect mine, because at the end of the day, God is going to allow me to be able to do what I need to do without other people doing it for me. And
Absolutely.
what's mine is going to be for me or for us. And I don't feel like he is not going to give. He puts his platform to shut up and dribble, or shut up and shoot, or shut up and suck.
Yeah.
So I digress.
But yes, somebody said, what can you do after the fact? If someone, oh, they said their son was on a billboard and we didn't get paid. I didn't even know his picture was used until I saw it.
Wow.
Contact the company.
Yeah, whoever
Find
the
out who put the whole thing together, or director, casting. Go through the channels and find out who when you did the shoot. Of course, you got emails, casting calls, you got information. Go back to that, look into it, and then hit them up and contact them and say, look, my son was on the billboard, but you need evidence. So get a picture.
right.
Get a picture.
Yeah, you definitely need that evidence. So that's gonna be kind of, I mean, that will be kind of hard to, have a lawyer contact the company, because it's easier to get a lawyer to contact the company than it will for you, because at the end of the day, what you want to do is you want to articulate it perfectly, because you don't want to, without any understanding or without any knowledge, and then they can basically they can kind of shoot you down real quick, because they do this all the time. So you definitely want to get a lawyer involved that can articulate all the legal side of everything else, the legal stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways,
but yes, I just want to thank you so much.
Thank you
for coming on When Models Talk, and definitely enjoy your holidays, because Christmas is right around the corner. It's Friday.
Listen, we celebrate Christmas, but we don't.
You said y'all don't?
We do, but we don't. Holidays for us are just another day for us. If you get up right now and say, hey, Antwon, I don't have anything to do on Christmas, you want to shoot? I'd be like, let's do it.
You're like, look, that's a work day. That's a work day.
It's every day is a work day.
Yeah.
But where are you?
So, say that again?
Where are you based again?
I'm in Jersey.
Oh, you in Jersey?
Mm-hmm.
We definitely need to shoot one day.
And where are you based at? Are you in DC? Well, y'all call it something else, DC, something.
The DMV. Uh,
The DMV. Oh.
DC, Maryland, and Virginia.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, okay, I know the DMV.
Yeah, DMB. No, but I would definitely come to Jersey, and we can definitely collaborate on something one day if you are up for it.
Look, you already on my radar because the quality. I like quality. I'm in the process of rebranding myself and getting everything together now. But again, I'm a planner. So,
Ready?
I'm like, okay, I got to get this, that, and that. And this is how I got to get done. But I also like to get information from people because I feel like there's a process. And okay, so this is the person that's going to shoot. This is the person that you got to work with on this. Once all that is done, so that's how my brain works.
Hit me up when you hit me up. I will gladly come to Jersey. Or we can go to New York, or we can go to Philly, whatever. Hit me up when you're ready. I would gladly come, and we can definitely knock something out the park.
Awesome, because look, don't mind me, but I'm ready because I'm like, look, I'm always using the same pictures all the time, but they're good pictures. So, but it's time to move forward. Because I took those pictures years ago. Even though people be like, you still look the same, but still, got to change.
When you're ready, let me know.
I sure will. So thank you so much, and say thank you to your wife for her, her little appearance. She came to talk.
Your appearance, your appearance made my life. So.
Oh. Yes, but I want to say thank y'all so much and enjoy your holidays and keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. You too. Be safe out there. Wear your mask.
Yes.
And be safe.
Yes, I was about to say something else, but I'm gonna leave it alone. But have a good night.
I already know where you're going.
I'll be in touch.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks for everybody for tuning in.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching When Models Talk, episode 27 with special guest Antwon Maxwell.